Hey there, MJ traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Saturday. It is June 22nd. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great weekend. And the Oilers won 3 in a row. So they're tied it up. They've tied it up now 3-3. Going to Game 7. I think it was the first team since 1945 to come back from a 3-0 deficit in the finals. So congrats Oilers, and looking forward to the game on Monday. It's going to be stressful, but let's see if we can bring it home. In this video, we're going to do another rapid fire news update for June 15th to the 21st. And again, this is just a high level overview of all the pertinent information that happened over the last week or so. Not to go into deep dive details, and in case you missed it, you can go into more details on your own time. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As always, this is not financial advice, and this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. So yeah, there was some footage from the pub that we were at last night. We want the cup chant on X there. You can follow us there as well. Like I said, the handle for that is @GroupPow. And just in case we ever get shut off from YouTube, we're over there on X and on Rumble as well. Jumping into the news, MJ Biz Daily reports that using customized AI, artificial intelligence, MJ retailers can analyze sales data in minutes. And I've been saying this for a while now, that with the adaptation of AI and utilization into different MJ operations, it's really going to help them scale the grows and cultivation, and it could even help with a lot of different medications and things like that. Once there's more research, we know everybody's different, so different terpenes, different compounds, different parts of the plant affect people differently, different strains, etc. So I think with the couple that with AI, I think this industry is going to see massive benefits from it, and it's going to help these producers become more efficient. And then, like I said, from a medical standpoint, we could see many breakthroughs, right? That we just don't know yet. And there could be, imagine if there was something related to, some sort of cancer, if it treated it, right? We don't know if, maybe with the help of AI, we could find out that, it does in fact, reverse cancer cells or something like that, right? So it's going to be an interesting time. Obviously, that's very early, but I think, as we start to see the stigma go away and medicine of the future be adopted, it's going to be, the sky's the limit, in my opinion. Also, people's use of alcohol and opioids causes greater secondhand harms than MJ consumption does. Study finds, speaking of more studies, but I don't think anybody would be surprised by that in the least, and myself included. MJ banking protections were removed from the House budget bill, and like I said, I'm not expecting banking until probably the end of the year, maybe early 2025, but we know that we need to get the big Wall Street banks, the JP Morgans, the Goldman Sachs, the Morgan Stanleys. Those companies have to be positioned first, because nothing in the world happens without them, right, before any meaningful reform. Also, MJ MSO, the Cannabis Co., is exiting Florida in corporate restructuring. I've been saying this for a while now. Imagine, they can't even service Florida. What about the rest of the country and then international, right? These MSOs have huge CapEx spending that's going to be required, and they can't even, Florida's going to be the biggest market ahead of adult use potentially being approved, which I think will get approved. So this is just very telling, right? You have to be very careful with these MSOs, because they're going to go through a lot of the same pains that MJ companies in Canada went through. And, they're in the US and they can't even make it work, right? Look at California. The big players are basically destroying, and all the little players are getting destroyed. And that just goes to show you, if double the population in California compared to Canada, if operators in California are struggling, what does that tell you, right? We're starting to see a lot of the same signs. And in my opinion, once the LPs start to go to the US, right, we're already seeing it, Canopy and Acreage, and then we're going to see more come, Curaleaf bought Northern Green Canada, so it's becoming an LP, vice versa. So we're going to see tons of competition from the LPs as well into the US market. And then once 280E goes away, that big barrier of entry goes away, and there's going to be a ton of people looking to get into the space, right? So there's going to be a lot, very fierce competition in the US. Bipartisan Pennsylvania lawmakers announced that MJ legalization bill as neighboring Ohio state readies market launch across the border. So this is looking fantastic, going to be another huge market. And speaking of huge, they said Pennsylvania could see up to $2.8 billion in MJ sales in the first year of legalization and create 45,000 jobs. I hear people say that the MJ industry isn't going to be big money. Well, you better think again. These companies are going to be high cash flowing businesses. Prohibitionist group represented by a former Trump attorney general urges DEA to delay MJ rescheduling process. So it's been a while since we had a big FUD piece for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So there you go. High tide to open 80th Cannabis in Alberta. So another huge milestone for them. Well done. My home province, and I live in Edmonton. High Tide also is eyeing disciplined growth in the thick of more industry shakeout. So this is a company that they could even become a producer at some point. They did say that they would entertain that, but no plans on the horizon, and we could see them acquire more stores and more companies. They just don't want to. They said they don't want to just acquire distressed assets just for the sake of growing. They want to do it strategically and be very selective on who they pick. Also trying to line up an interview with High Tide. They're not, we don't get paid or anything from any MJ companies like other companies. So it's not as easy for us to get companies on because we're not, I'm not actually I've never been paid $1 from an MJ company. So I'm working very hard to bring that to you so that we can ask less like softball style questions and we can actually get to the meat and bones and things that people actually want to hear instead of just highlights and things like that we hear all the time anyways. North Dakota activists say MJ legalization initiative needs just a few hundred more signatures for November ballot as game theory continues to play out and dominoes continue to fall. Tilray Medical also launches Broken Coast Medical MJ brand in Australia. So another huge milestone there for Tilray. Congratulations. We also had Aurora MJ files full year results and announces fiscal 2024 fourth quarter. I did post a video on this. They did miss in terms of their revenue estimates and EPS estimates. If you haven't seen that video, I did a deep dive detail. You can go check it out. Ascend Wellness also announces opening of new dispensary in Wharton, New Jersey. We also saw that state attorney generals and former DEA leaders push agency to hold public hearing on MJ rescheduling proposal. And it's July 22nd is the end of the comment period. Also getting reports and rumors that the attorney general in Ontario and that potential for Canada to improve excise taxes. So that would be huge for LPs. And I've been saying for a while now that it's more than likely going to come around the same time that 280E goes away, right? And it's looking more and more like that's going to happen. Also, Aurora tempers expectations for Germany. They did say that we won't see it doubling. He said, instead of suggesting more modest growth of 20 to 30% annually at a minimum. And to be fair, that's really strong growth, but it's not as grand as many have proclaimed it to be. And they talk about how, you need a prescription from a doctor, and it's very specific to that, right? So that's why I think they're starting to fast track Pillar 2 as well, and adult use sales. Body and Mind also loses another $2.5 million in fiscal third quarter. So operating costs of $7.7 million for the quarter pushed by Body and Mind into loss territory. If you haven't seen those financial results, you can check it out, but stock was getting crushed, and haven't heard a whole lot about the company lately, but a small operator that was, that's profitable. It has seen some profitability metrics hit, but yeah, very small producer, and we'll see if it can, probably going to be a buyout target in my opinion. Also, Canadian MJ sales increased in April, so March levels up 5.3% to 428.6 million. Moving right along, we're almost done here. North Carolina Senate approves medical MJ legalization. Also, before I forget, I'm going to be going live here in about 5 minutes, so probably right around at the same time as I upload this video, just before I'll be going live, and we're going to be talking about the Dales report and things that people need to know. We're going to be discussing clients and unpaid clients, not paid, paid clients, unpaid clients, and then there was also a very coincidental that Weed Street 420 actually posted about it, and I actually posted just before Weed Street did in the POW Group private community when we were talking about it, so tune into that. New Hampshire residents also support MJ legalization bill that lawmakers killed last week, poll shows, right? Of course, these lawmakers can't give the people what they want. They forget somehow that they work for the people. Also, I haven't heard anything about Kronos in a while, but Kronos Group pumps $51 million into joint venture to expand MJ production as they kind of get rid of some of that cash reserves. As we know, they're sitting on a boatload of it. Also, Colorado and Maryland governors want MJ rescheduling finalized ASAP amid reports of DEA resistance. So things are heating up into the end of the year here. Okay, hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Monday is the Game 7 with the Oilers. Can't wait to see it. Make sure to tune into that live stream about the Dales report. I think you're going to really benefit from this, and this is things that I think people need to know. And we'll see you on the next video, but enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll catch you on the next one.